All right. I think we are good to go.
G2G.
G2G. All
Yes.
right. What are we doing here, Thano?
We are doing a favorite film of yours.
All right. Don't put words in my mouth. Listen, I did not dislike this movie, but
We are doing a film that I talked mad shit about in our last episode on Lake Mungo. And every syllable I said in that, I stand by.
so we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
It is. I will say, here's the thing. So it's a very long-awaited movie.
I'm sure it
Like
is.
the game came out.
I waited a long time before that kid brought their pencil to class. Fucking Five Nights at Freddy's fans. Anyway, continue.
So yeah, so this is a movie that's been long in the works. Like the games came out oodles of years ago. I was still in college
Yeah.
when Five Nights at Freddy's came out.
Yeah.
I remember watching Markiplier play it. PewDiePie was playing this,
Yeah.
and every so often you would hear like, "Oh shit, there's a movie happening," and it just never happened
But until.
until this year, where our Lord and Savior Jason Blum
Yeah.
was like, "All right, let's do this shit."
You know, it does kind of write itself. Like you fucking see the animatronics,
Yeah.
right? You're like, yeah.
Here's the thing. I think it's a on its own. Maybe the movie itself is not great,
Right.
right? But I think the concept
Yeah.
is good.
What if Chuck E. Cheese?
What if Chuck E. Cheese? Which is yeah. Here's the thing. Animatronics are fucking creepy, dude.
They are creepy.
They are
They are
inherently
creepy.
creepy.
Yeah.
These like pizzeria style places where they have these like giant
They're all kind of ghost
mascot.
towns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, they're kind of bonkers.
Right.
So like I do really like the concept, which is why I have been following along with like the lore,
Yeah.
right? I watched the theories, the game theories.
I had no fucking idea fucking film theory was going to be in this movie.
Dude, if there are three people responsible for like the meteoric rise of Five Nights at Freddy's, are Markiplier,
Mhm.
PewDiePie, and fucking Matt Pat.
Are any of them besides film theory in this movie?
There is another guy,
Okay.
the black dude that drives
The taxi.
taxi. He's another YouTuber. Um, but I don't know him.
Okay.
I don't. I just don't.
Yeah.
Apparently, Markiplier was supposed to be in this movie. He was supposed to play the original nighttime security guard from the opening.
He was too busy. Didn't.
He's making his own movie.
Oh wow.
So he's directing and starring in his own movie.
Wow.
I think I mentioned this before. He's going for the record for the most blood in a single.
So that's who that is. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So he's doing that. He's not able to be in this. And this movie, I will admit, got some big issues.
Yep.
But I do have questions for you about that. So
I'm ready.
yeah, tell us what's this about, Donna?
This is about one of Chuck E. Cheese. Okay. A troubled security guard begins working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. During his first night on the job, he realizes that the night shift won't be so easy to get through with a hash-slinging slasher. Pretty
Yes.
soon, he will unveil what actually happened at
Yes.
Freddy's. And that would actually happen at Freddy's, TBH. I didn't need it.
No,
Didn't need that whole plot.
no. Damn. All right, so give me your thoughts. So we know kind of where we both fall, right? I didn't love this. I didn't hate it. I
Yeah.
thought it was okay.
I'm not angry about it. Like, I walked into it thinking I wouldn't like it.
Came out not liking it.
Came out not like it. Right.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fucking record an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. So like we said, you really have no knowledge about like what it was besides what if Chuck E. Cheese, right?
What if Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah. So the problem with this movie is like it has so much baggage.
Hmm.
Like not necessarily in the bad way, but there's just so much lore and there's so much like fandom
Yeah.
that on its own is already a tough
A tough
like it's a
Obstacle.
tough obstacle to
Yeah.
overcome, right? You have fans who have these expectations that there's absolutely no way you're going to meet.
Right.
It also depends on who's doing it. This movie was made with the creator of the actual game.
So, what are these expectations that fans have?
So there's a lot of that's the thing.
Yeah.
The game is very simple. Like you're just watching security cameras, you're
Mhm.
clicking and booping, and you're trying to save battery, and you're trying to last from like midnight to 6 a.m.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But in between nights, there are like mini games, there's like little videos that you watch, and they all give you like sprinklings of lore,
Gotcha.
which is like, oh, the animatronics are actually like the spirits of these kids, right?
Yep.
The guy who used to run the pizzeria is
Is
the
a
guy who's killing
is a
them,
pedo.
right?
Yeah.
Allegedly,
Right. Allegedly.
right?
Allegedly.
Uh, and and like there's all these things like these connectivity things happening between 10 games now, I think.
Wow.
It's a lot of fucking
Yeah.
games
Huh.
where a lot of people are like, well, you need to do this and you need to do this. We're like, well, slow down. It's just the first fucking movie.
Yeah.
Um, but then there's also the things where like you have to kind of give these callbacks for like the fans.
Mm.
Then people like you are not going to get them
Right.
like at all. So like when one of the things that we're by the way talking, this shit's already a fucking Peacock. If you want to
Yeah.
watch
Go
it's
see.
there.
Right.
So like there's a few changes that
Could have
they've
been watching
made.
Strays.
Huh?
I could
We
have been
could have
watching
been watching
Strays.
Strays. Like the main guy, like the main bad guy,
Yeah.
fucking Matthew Lillard. Which a you cast Matthew Lillard in a role, you know he's going to be a bigger deal than that.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever even played the games at all or familiar knows that like he's gonna be the bad guy and his name is William, but no, they call him Steve. So you're like, well,
To
why is he hiding his
throw
name?
people off their scent.
Kind of, but
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
There is no reason in this movie for you to not tell me that the guy's name is William Afton.
I mean,
Because
I knew he was probably important from when he saw like our main character's last name and was like, "Oh, I do have a job for you." And then he's like, "Can't work nights." He's like, "Oh, too bad."
too
I'm
bad.
like, "Well, this guy's such a dick. He's got to be the main bad guy." Right? I didn't. Yeah, I didn't need anything hidden. And to the point when the cop, his daughter, was like, the name of the killer was blah blah blah.
You're like, who
I
the
was
fuck
like,
is
"Who the
that?
fuck is this?"
And that's
Yes.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah. It's
if
like
you're
I didn't think
watching,
that was the boss's name.
and that said, like it's such a revelation
Yeah.
that you're like, wait, who?
Like Blofeld in Spectre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that in such a long time. Um, and that's what I'm saying. Like those are some things that like some of the people who are into this do have a problem with, right? There is no need to change that guy's name. Um, the lady cop, she is a character from the
Is
series.
she just as useless in the games?
In the game, she's like a straight villain, like a straight up villain named
Oh.
Vanny. She's like in a bunny suit, kind of like Williams, but like sleeker.
Gotcha.
Um, Actually, Mike Schmidt is the name of the guy in the first game, which as you're playing, you learn that Mike is the son of William Afton,
Hmm.
who is like trying to find evidence to like put his dad away.
Oh, I see.
And so like that's all like very it's actually genuinely like interesting in the context of the game. But like here they kind of made that change to like, well, now the daughter, the
The
girl is the
daughter.
daughter, and she's kind of maybe in on the loop of like him doing some shady shit,
Yeah.
but like is she involved directly or is she just
You
like
know, she's just too busy wasting the taxpayer's dollar.
there are a few things that I do like in this. I like the animatronics. I think they look cool.
You do look cool. I like
Um
the razor thingies when you put them on the head and the when the
the
head.
saw trap.
Yeah,
Saw trap.
I thought that was neat.
Yeah, and I think that's the movie's best. Like when the movie's at its best is like when it's using all these practical things. Did you know that the animatronics were made by the Jim Henson Company?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, and so that's why they look good, and they're for the most part practical. Like there's people in those suits
That's good.
moving around. Like
Yeah,
yeah, when the cupcake gets thrown around, that shit's
the
CG.
CG. But yeah,
Uh,
the suits I thought looked. Thought the suits looked well.
and
Looked well. Looked good.
they looked good. Okay.
Yeah.
there's a couple things. So like the aunt character is weird
I feel like that story just kind of sputters.
a little bit. I one of the questions that I have is like how fucked is Mike after this? Because like the aunt is
Yeah, she just like,
clearly on his ass.
yep.
The aunt's like, I want to take your weird
First
sister,
of all,
daughter.
okay, I think the kid actors in this movie are subpar at best. I hate the sister. I hate that they call her Abs. That girl has no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
Yeah.
My question is,
Uh-huh.
maybe I missed it. Earlier, they're like, "Oh, she probably just wants like the payment from the government for having a kid." Does it ever? Did I miss why she actually wants this kid?
No, I think it is implied that she just wants the fucking child support money,
Jesus
which
Christ!
can't be that much, dude.
No, it can't be that.
Mike is barely scraping
Okay,
by.
this movie, I give this 1.5 stars. It's losing a star, a half a star now, for like a Republican talking point, right? Some people do abuse the foster care system
Sure,
because they are like sex deviants, right?
sure.
And like the extra money they get from the government is a bonus. But like the amount of like money that it costs to like raise
Raise
a
a
kid,
kid.
even if you do it shittily, right?
Yeah,
Like not worth
the
the.
hassle.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. No, it's weird.
yeah,
Yeah, and also like she gets God. I think it's never clear. Like it's never explicitly said
that she
that
dead,
she dead.
right?
You
But
don't know if because I think the girl goes like, "Oh yeah, she went to sleep,"
yeah,
and you're like, oh, "Did she get knocked out
like, oh, this girl is stupid.
or did she get killed?"
Yeah,
Either way, like if he's dead,
it's a
Mike
murder.
is
It's a
fucked.
murder in a house.
At
Yeah.
at worst, it's a murder in a house,
I
right?
mean, like I don't care that he's a white man who made sons of the white cop. Like, with no other like clear crime that this woman committed, and I get like he was desperate for a babysitter, but like, this is who he picks.
The aunt,
Yeah,
yeah, that's weird. And
I would have called somebody at the school.
wait, speaking of the babysitter,
Yeah,
like we find out in the scene with Matthew Patrick
right.
where he shows up for his big cameo that the aunt is trying to not blackmail. She's trying to like sabotage Mike's job at
Yeah,
this shitty pizzeria. And they're like, should we just fucking kill him
right.
in front of like her lawyer?
Yeah, and he's like,
Oh,
"Oh, I can't be here for
I
this."
like the lawyer. The lawyer is just
I
always
think
looks
he's
fucking
funny.
terrified.
I wanted more of the lawyer. More lawyer, less children. Now I
Yeah.
know the lawyer is integral to the child plot, but they could have found a way.
Um, and that's also where like so that scene with these hoodlums who go into the pizzeria and
Yeah,
like destroy it. Like that's the most violent this movie gets.
surprisingly so
Kind of.
for me.
It's
Surprisingly so.
it's so here's a question that I have
Yeah,
before we ask that. Should this movie be catered to the kids who absolutely love Five Nights at Freddy's?
yeah.
Or should this be catered to like the sweaty nerds who grew up watching Freddy's or playing the Freddy's games, but they're now in like their mid 20s?
Oh,
Because
so both options are Freddy's fans.
yes,
Yes,
but to what degree, right? So you have
right.
the original fans, or like the kids who will buy the merch, who will have their parents take them, who will watch the movie 5 fucking times
Yeah,
on Peacock because that's how kids are.
yeah,
When these kids, my fucking kids are like, I watched Five Nights at Freddy. I'm like, you said you saw that on Friday. They're like, yeah, we watched it again.
yeah. Like another movie that we'll be reviewing soon that
Like
I watched
another
many
movie.
times.
Like another movie.
Yeah, I would say I would I would cater to your current audience.
That's what I think. And that's why I
I,
think they made the choices they did
yeah.
by making this.
Is that why on two occasions one person says heck and someone else says, "Oh my
Oh
goodness"?
my goodness. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't fault the movie for this
I mean, it
because
does make
clearly it's working.
it does but it does make it worse. I mean, here if it's working for them and their brand, they got to do what they got to do. Do I think it makes the movie like worse and cheesier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also what if Chuck E. Cheese?
What if Chuck E. Cheese and like not enough actual like use of the arcade as a setting for where killing stuff could happen.
And you know what? I don't know if maybe they thought to themselves, well, we already have Willy's Wonderland. That can be the edgy version of this. We will cater ours towards this demographic instead.
I guess, but I mean, I saw the Mel Gibson Santa movie last year. We reviewed
Oh,
the
Violent Night.
Violent Night, right? Uh, both killer Santas, both use the tropes, right?
Fair.
And I think there's plenty of room for more than like. I think the only thing we got was like a ball pit scene, like where they're using the arcade as like
Yeah.
as like part of the fight or survival.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted more.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think the biggest complaint that I'm hearing from like fans is
Yeah.
like this movie does not go hard enough. They wanted to see kids fucking get got.
Uh,
And I'm like, I don't think it needs that.
yeah.
I understand why they want to make this because, like, it's Blumhouse.
Right.
You have to make your money back.
Yeah.
And, like, with a Blumhouse, it's easier, I think. It's like playing on easy mode.
Mm.
Um,
Get them distribution.
yeah, I mean,
It's
the fucking movie was made for 20 million and it's already at 215, dude.
yeah, good for them.
One weekend, they made four times their budget in one weekend.
Damn.
So like they clearly know what they're doing,
Yeah.
and I think I don't know maybe going forward because they're definitely gonna make more.
Right.
Going forward, they could start to push this into making it a little bit more cohesive.
Mm.
Maybe they'll take the feedback and they'll go, oh, maybe we need to pivot, which is not uncommon for them.
Yeah.
I feel like they do tend to overall
Blumhouse
take
does.
Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Excuse that for Halloween ends and Halloween kills. That's its own can of
Right.
worms.
Right.
But like in general, I feel like they do tend to listen a little bit.
Is Conjuring versus Blumhouse? No,
Uh,
is that just Universal?
I think that might be Universal
Anyway,
or
yeah.
Warner Brothers, I
Yeah.
think. But I just think there's room for improvement here.
Right.
I'm not ready to like throw the baby with the bathwater in this case. I'll watch a sequel. I'm not holding my breath for it to be amazing.
Yeah.
But I do think that this is what I like though. I do like it when movies are entry points for people into like
A
spooky
brand.
shit.
Yeah.
Not even the brand. I just like people being
Spooky
into
shit.
spooky shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like this a lot of my kids, they
I've,
fucking
I've
love Five
I've
Nights
got
at
a lot
Freddy's.
of I've got a lot of kids who also love Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah.
And like I think that's as far as I'm willing to give this. Like that's as far as I'm willing to throw this movie, right?
Javi praised it for being a gateway drug. The marijuana. The marijuana film.
before we wrap up,
Yeah.
what do you think about Josh Hutcherson
The
being
main
gone out
character.
of the spotlight, and then this is the movie he comes
He was
back in?
PETA.
PETA!
Holy
Yeah?
that just goes to you know what this is about J.K. Rowling.
Go on.
I'll tell you why. Right?
Go on.
Hunger Games, Twilight. They tried to scratch that itch. Right? Can't that Harry Potter itch. Right? They
Oh, I
tried
see, I
to
see, I see.
captivate a generation. Right?
Sure.
Put into it, and then turf bitch over across the pond has to go ahead and ruin like the fact that like we only have this. Like nothing else could replace it adequately, and like I don't hang up any Harry Potter stuff in my classroom, and I'm not calling myself like a hero for it, but I in good conscience like
You can't.
cannot.
Donna is being a white knight.
I'm being a white knight, but like I can't. Like I'm probably gonna have trans kids, and like I don't want that shit like up there with them.
Yeah.
But like yeah. So like she can't go 5 seconds without saying anything transphobic. Meanwhile, we're all begging for something. Please captivate us like Harry Potter could. And then the fucking Hunger Games guy, who I didn't even fucking recognize until
Yeah.
you just like said his name and I heard the syllables instead of reading them. And I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking PETA.
It's fucking PETA.
Wow.
Insane.
Insane.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm willing to give this more.
It'll be
If they
along for
come
the
up with
ride.
more. I mean, at worst, it's at least fun to like poke fun at the silliness in it.
Yeah, and the sad thing though is I don't even think it's one of those that's so bad it's like good movie. Like to me, I was honestly bored throughout the original.
That's a thing. That's a
Yeah.
common thing. There's this weird like plot line where he's trying to remember his dream,
Yep.
and in that he just falls asleep and talks to children.
Must be nice. Not the talking to children part. Just the falling. Just the falling asleep.
Falling asleep at work.
Yeah.
That's
Must be
heavy.
nice.
Must be
Must be.
nice.
So I don't have to talk.
Yeah, I think if I fell asleep, I would not be talking to children
Yeah.
at work.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
It's been fun. It's another short episode here.
What did you rate it? What was your star rating for this?
I think it was like a 2.5.
You were 2.5. I was a 1.5. All right, so we're about to have some disparity.
Oh, we're about to have some big disparity.
So this is a first. This episode and the next episode are probably the first ones that we've had where like one of us was like strongly positive about a movie.
Here's the thing. I'm not even strongly positive about this.
Yeah,
Mine's a 2.
I'm strongly positive about the next movie.
My review is a 2. My review says, and I will read my review for Five Nights at Freddy's. I said, it's decent, even if it's not scary. It's an okay entry-level horror fan for younger audiences. It drags, but the characters were okay.
Yeah,
I'll watch a sequel.
yeah. Nope, I'm not that kind. And on the next movie,
Oh,
I'm much kinder.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Sorry.
Yeah.
We don't have any. I don't have the video format here. Hell no.
Next year.
Next.
Next, you just wait and see.
Just wait and see. We will be back to talk about
The holidays.
holiday movie.
Yeah.
But until then, thank you so much for listening. Remember to share with your friends. You can listen to us ramble about a movie that we both were very middling on.
Yeah.
Well, middling to low.
Middling to low.
Middling to low. Yeah. But I think we were signing out, right?
We were signing out.
Signing out. Thank you for watching. Until next time, he has been Tano.
He has been Javier.
This has been the Cine-Scoots Movie Show. Bye.
Bye.